Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a really fun get ready with me because I'm going to Kansas City Fashion Week. So if you're new here to my channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. And thank you so much for clicking on the link to see what I'm talking about. So if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to keep up with me and all the fun things that I'm doing. So first I'm starting with my MAC Prep and Prime Natural Radiance Primer. This primer is so good. I love the way it makes my skin feel, and it doesn't give like any extra shine or anything like that. Now I'm going to start with my brows. First I just simply brush them down with my little spoolie. Then after that I get them in shape. I am going to use while I tie my hair, I'm going to use my brow gel. So basically what this gel does is it just smooths my eyebrows down and it keeps them in shape and from getting a little too crazy. Now I'm going to just fill them in with a dark brown powder. I'm not too really into the extra sharp brows. I just try to keep them trim and as natural as possible, but I'm using a actual eyeshadow from Sonia Kashuk from the Ion Neutral Matte Shimmer, and it is in deep brown. Just give it a quick little brush up, blend it in. Always got to remember when you are filling in your brows to make sure you marry the powder or whatever cream you're using to your hair follicles. You don't want it to look like it just got smacked on there. And always got to do a little double check because one of my brows is naturally better than the others. I think we all have that problem where one side of our face looks naturally better than the other. That's my biggest issue. And just a quick little Mary. Now what I'm going to do is start prepping my eyes. So I use a light colored base, pretty much a pale peach or cream color, just to even out my eyelids. I do have a little bit of darkness around there, but nothing that just a little powder can't correct. Plus, I feel like whenever you use a lighter base, the true color of the shadows that you're putting on top of your eyes really come out. And that always, makes it look just as good. Now from my Sonia Kashuk Ion Neutral Matte Shimmer, a limited edition eye palette, I'm going to use different shades of brown. So here I'm using a light brown. Sorry, it doesn't have the name listed, but it's just a light brown color. You can really tell it's like a light cocoa color. And I'm just gonna gently go around my crease and kind of angle that out just a little bit. And I'm using an angled brush. I love using brown on my eyes because I feel like even though I have brown eyes, it makes them look that much more romantic looking. I know like different colors really bring out the natural shades of your eyes, but every now and then, again, it's okay to go with it's okay to go with something that matches your eye color. Now what I'm doing here is I'm applying black from the same palette. I love my Sonia Kashuk palette. I tend to use it a lot actually. But what I'm doing is I'm adding black to give it a little smoke. Tonight I'm going for a smoky look for the first night of Fashion Week. So, definitely a little over the top and not something I would wear during the day, that's for sure. One tip that I did learn from a makeup artist that I follow a lot is that whenever you're doing a smoky eye, is to make sure that you have transitional colors, brown being one of them. So you always want to kind of go with like a dark brown and then a light brown to transition into your black. Sorry, my kids are always asking me questions. Gotta love them. Now I'm just gonna line my water line down there with the same black. This is always so hard for me because I tend to blink a lot. Yeah, see me blinking? And one of the most important things to do whenever you are applying, enough eyeshadow for a smoky eye or really just multiple colors is to blend that baby out. So now I'm just gonna blend that black out. I'm just gonna keep layering the black on until I get the darkness that I'm wanting, and then just keep adding and blending. Now that I've added the black on there, I know it looks kind of scary. Now that I'm adding the black on there, I'm adding a little bit of the darker cocoa brown, which is about 3 shades darker than the original light chocolate brown. And I'm gonna add that light brown at the bottom too. Then at the top, I'm just gonna highlight my brow bone with a little peach, and I mixed it with this really soft pink rose color, just because I wanted like just a little bit something different instead of just a normal lighter tone. Remember, the key is blend, 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 blend. I feel like I look like a raccoon. And this is what happens when you have a 10-year-old trying to help you with your mirror. Thanks, Ty. So now on the outer part of my eye, right around the corner, I'm just gonna dab a little bit more black just to make it a little bit darker. This I'm going to blend just a little bit, but not so much, because I still want that really dark look around the corner. Now I'm using, again, my Nars foundation. I love this foundation. This foundation is so amazing. I don't remember the color, but I will make sure that I link it below. But this foundation is totally buildable. You can do medium to full coverage. And I just love the way it sits on my face, and it easily, covers everything, and it applies so easily. And one swoop and all the fallout's gone. I always tend to cover my lips with my foundation. That way, similar to my eyes, I have a solid base to start whenever I add my liner. So if I want to overdraw my lips or anything like that, if I'm using a really pale color, you can see the color a lot better and it looks a lot more even. Make sure I get all of that off. And now this is my Nars concealer. I remember this one, it's called Ginger. I love this concealer so much. It's so thick and creamy and it's very easy to apply. I love to use like my pinky finger to, warm it up a little bit so it can just really sit there. And I just love the way it looks. Okay. And we're gonna work that in a little bit. Now, even though I don't really have like a big forehead, it's not that big, I do like to put it up there a little bit just to kind of give me a better shape. Sometimes you just have to sit and think about what you're doing in the world. Now to contour, I'm using my Revlon Color Stay 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I love this, it is so good and it's very cheap. I think it was like less than $10 for two, so bargain has my name on it. And I'm just gonna add my lines. Always make sure you go right around your jawline. It gives you more of a precise look. And if you're like me, you want more of a precise jawline. And one quick tip, whenever you're using a sponge beauty blender, if you get it wet and then wring it out, it gives you just like the perfect blending tool. I don't know, I feel like it blends so much easier when you're using like a damp sponge. And it doesn't take your makeup off or anything. And now to contour my nose, I'm using a powder. I'm actually using my Wet n Wild Mega Glow contouring palette. So I'm just going to use the lighter shade to do the bridge of my nose. And then I will contour the side of my nose with the darker side. So you want to highlight your bridge and then contour the sides. I actually just seen a video from Candy Johnson recently where she suggested using powder instead of foundations or concealers on your nose. You get more of a defined look as powders don't mix the same way as concealers and foundations do. blend it out. You don't want to walk around with this big white streak going down your nose. You look like a lion. Now I'm going to use my kabuki brush and my same contour palette and just go back over where I contoured with the darker shade, just to really kind of warm up my face a little bit. I felt like I was just a little too pale. The sun has been MIA for a while up here in Kansas City, so my tan has faded away. My natural tan has faded away. Now I'm just going to set under my eyes with a light powder. And I'm going to set my forehead and my chin. It's not going to be this harsh, I guarantee. Now I'm going to use my Escudo lashes that I absolutely love. They are so good. They are mink lashes, faux mink lashes. So I have the pair Voila and Gina. Gina was actually a special edition pair, so it's really hard to decide which ones I want to go with. But I'm going to go with the Gina. Another quick tip whenever you're applying false eyelashes, if you just give it a little wiggle, they kind of loosen up a little bit, makes it easier to apply. And I'm using my Escudo Companion Eyelash Glue. Let it dry out a little bit. And normally I would use tweezers to apply these. It would be much quicker, but I couldn't find them. I use them all the time, and I always set them in various places, so I never know where they are. I love their lash glue because it has an easy applicator. You just dip it on and you can simply brush it around and you're good to go. And now I'm going to be using one of my favorite lipsticks. It's the Nude Sticks Lip Crayon in Rose. I love this color. And I'm going to use this light pink lip gloss. And I just realized a piece of this video was cut out, but I used my MAC powder and highlight. And this is my final look, guys. Tell me what you think. I'll be sure to post all the details in my blog below. Thanks for watching, guys.